I'm happy with the how high my armor is at the moment, so I'm not going to take this ring, but I am going to remember where it is in case. That's the blood from our lizards. Just going to open the door. I do this because in case I'm backing off here, it would take a turn to open this door if I'm backing away and trying to put space between me and someone else. So that is just a bit of preparation. We will back on. And we know there's a wall here, we've seen it from that side, so that's why we've gone this side of the door. Another good reason to have a magic user on this quest is there's some very well armoured enemies, and this enemy has 6 defense, so our magic just cuts straight through that. Even though we do less than attacks. Excellent. I'm putting distance between us. And taking the far wall, just to make sure, just in case there was someone down there. I could prefer this one. Now this would give us necrotic resistance, but again I'm favouring armour over the necrotic resistance. There are quite a few necrotic enemies, or enemies that do necrotic damage in this quest, as we will see hopefully in later levels. Now, acid resistance, if this was They Dwell Beneath, I would take this in an instant. It could actually be beneficial this one, so it's another ring. I'm going to remember where it is. But there's no consistent poison monsters on this quest. Again, I know this from experience. This is something you learn, you play the game and you learn it. There's no consistent poisonous monsters until the 5th level. So I don't really need it just yet. And if I died to poison later, that will basically mean I made a wrong choice here. So you got to remember you're making choices all the time. Some people have said you might as well just flip a coin in this game. There's no choices, but we're making choices all the time. Okay, I'm going to back off here. I mean, you might say, why not just keep attacking him while he comes? But his friend is going to follow in behind him. If I kill him, his friend's going to be immediately behind him and closer. What I can do here is I can back off down this corridor, and he will come down the corridor with us, and then he will have to find an alternative route, which helps put distance between us and him. We've always got to be thinking of ways to put distance between us and him. See, now he's started to back off. He's going to attempt to come down this way. With the few turns it takes, hopefully. He's backed off around there, so that gives us extra space. If we'd have stayed there, he'd have been already on top of us, and he'd have a chance with his 16 damage mace. As it is, we've got plenty of space between us. Easy. Barrels usually contain food and potions, so we want to be opening these. Now, some potions don't have names that explain what it is. An ultimate salve sounds positive, but if it doesn't have an indication of what it is, you are always taking a risk. Try it. It was in fact health, so that's good. Again, always backing away for distance. Now we have a witch doctor here. When we kill this guy, if he stood behind him in this space here, he will get free attack on us. So that's something we have to be conscious about. Where he is now, I don't think he will. Unfortunately, he stepped across. And he can attack. Thinking if I stood there, he'd still be able to attack, unfortunately, as he will step forward. So these are things you've got to be thinking about. My main priority now has become the Witch Doctor, simply because his attack ignores my armour, and this attack of 19. Nope, the goblin still is my priority, and luckily he blocked. We survived that. I feel I made a few bad choices there with my positioning. Coming across here would have been better, I feel. So even I make the wrong choices. You'll find that generally why you died was because you made some wrong choices. Luckily we've had a couple of heal potions, so we're doing quite well for health. Again, we're all about putting the distance between us. I'm gonna, even though stepping one up won't give us any advantage, if we step up, we're ready to come round this way if we need to. Food generally is healing, but can still be all the other forms of bonuses. But generally they will be healing food. Again, always put in the distance. If it goes off the top of the screen, the map, you can either use the magnifier or look down here for any red spots to see whether enemies. Now I have the choice here of backing out here while they come down here, or staying where I am. I'm going to choose to back away. That's nice, Jamie, but I'm not going to move up there just yet because there was an enemy. And that short distance between us. And I want to compare these before picking up the shiny armor. I believe that was one of them. This is beneficial, so we will take it. Now he had opened this door, luckily there was no one there to alert. Journey to the Kimon has plenty of barrels. Barrels generally a potion or food, generally has health. So those are things to look out for. Other quests wouldn't have so many. Lady Wildmaneath has treasure piles and chests and barrels. You get a lot of different items in that quest, but mainly less chests and much more barrels, especially in the early stages. You'll find the later stages when we get that far. They will have slightly different items. Again, space between them. Okay, I'm happy for my lizards to. Now he's coming here to make his way around. I don't want him to start going around here, so I'm going to block his way to stop him. Now, unfortunately, lizards have very low hits, so the higher up the levels we go with these lizards, the less effective they are, and that's why they're getting killed. Excellent. Now I could step there and he would take the first attack, or I can stay here and let him move forward into a position I can hit him and I take the first attack. I'm going to wait just in case there's someone around the corner. And then I can take the first attack. An extra attack on him. We don't have boots, and this has necrotic resistance. I know that some attacks are going to be coming up, so we certainly want them. Again, we're putting distance between us and enemies. Always important. Orcs have a lot of hit points, so yes, definitely important. Very advantageous cloak, so we will have that. Another barrel. That game's range wasn't very helpful, but at least it wasn't detrimental. I think lizards pretty much have their usefulness now. You'll find that they'll get killed very quickly, but this is always putting space between itself and them. Now a scorpion has appeared. As we can see, it has poison, which makes my decision to leave the poison ring behind a little silly now. Again, this is a decision make. My best defense against poison now is to not be near it. Hopefully my lizard will get it. No, it didn't, so I'm going to keep putting distance between them. Okay, I mean, it's not unusual to find 3 monsters in a room. Again, we're going to check there's no nasty surprises. 19 longsword. I'm not worried about the short spear, you can only ever do 1 damage when he gets to us. The same with the longbow, but he has range, so we want to take him out because he'll be taking attacks on us each turn. This guy, we hope to have some distance between us and him by the time it gets to that. Again, we had a run of misses there. Not unusual. The enemies have the same. It's they themselves out. Video back, you'll have a good run of hits. Good run of hits there. But you generally remember your runs of misses for more. That's a shame, he dropped a staff. Magic weapons are very rare. They are rare. They're more common in certain quests, but they're very rare in this quest, so it's unfortunate when one has actually dropped. It's weaker than the one we've got. There are some more powerful magic using characters, Shaman and the like later on. Hopefully we'll get one of their staffs. They have better staffs with fire attacks and necrotic attacks. Could be useful for us. I'm remembering there was another guy, so I'm gonna keep putting distance. And I can comfortably beat him. Not many creatures do divine damage, so I don't mind losing my divine resistance to take that. Benefits are certain. You'll notice that certain materials, this is bloodsteel, have certain traits. So, but you can always mouse over. I'm gonna make this one just because I know there's walls here, so manage the position better. Now this has been a bit of a bad situation for me in that he's got a long sword and he was on top of us. Maybe coming in from this side might have been a bit judge. Again, with the altars, it's a risk. It's whether you want to take that risk. I've heard some people say they will never pray at an altar. So I'm not going to today. I mean, being a bit more reckless or going for a high stat or something like that for one of the trophies or achievements. I might, but today we're being more cautious today, just because we're doing our challenge. That was set. not comfortable opening this door straight, so I'm do this one this way, just because I knew there was a wall there, because this door had been on the other side of it. That just gives us extra visual time. Now, here he's going to get a free attack on us if we kill this guy. So one thing we can do, we can back off, they will chase us. We can take him from a corner. Now, we can back off, and again we have the advantage of the first hit. In that situation, but on the whole, having the first shot is advantageous. Scroll this time, same as potions. The name usually gives an indication. This one was magical. Now, if you remember the names of them, in future runs, you're always thinking about your future runs. So if you remember the name of them, you can know better. It's not an exact science, but you can know better for the next go. Now, this door is a different colour to all the others, which to me suggests a significance to it. And if we remember correctly, at the beginning of this level, we had a level feeling. And we know from that level feeling that this is the Goblin King. So we can deduce that the Goblin King is behind here. Again, I'm opening from the side. If you've played this quest a few times, you'll know the layout of this room already. This room being a mini boss room, it doesn't change. So you might prefer to be on that side or this side, depending on what you feel the capabilities of the creatures in this room. Now, he does 13 damage and I have 13 armor, so I'm not too worried about him getting into close range. I want to take this person out just because they can attack at range. There is the Goblin King. Nice spoilery. Now, I'm probably going to take quite a bit of damage going into this room, but it's a mini boss room. I expect to take damage. If I was low on health or I didn't feel I had the stats for it, I just would not enter this room. I would avoid it. The door was a different colour. It was easy to spot. There was a level feeling before at the beginning of the level. I just would not enter this room. I'm confident. I will take some hits. As I am. Bested him. Goblin Vizier, he's a form of if I remember rightly, that's the right amount. I wasn't actually counting as we were killing them, so yes, that was the right amount. But it's always nice to be careful. Excellent, we now have a excellent staff, and I'm going to put that in my backup weapon. So now I have two magic backup weapons. I have a lightning attack, which is very beneficial. I don't think the crown's going to help me. Or the shield. Let's scroll. And there's a rune sword. Not useful for me. Okay, I think I've got a lot of bonuses from this level. We need to start thinking about finding the exit. So I'm going to take a wide berth through the middle of all the open space. That gives us the best chance to find the exit. Another thing you should note with taking lightning damage, if I come across monsters that are lightning resistant, that will be a problem for me, and I will need to switch to my backup weapon. So these are things you need to know. If there was a lot of monsters that were lightning resistant in this quest, I wouldn't take it, but there isn't a lot. Oh, backing off there allowed the Witch Doctor to get the first hit. He's one of those that has the necrotic attacks. This is where my necrotic resistance comes into its own, because even though he ignores my armor, his attacks are halved because of my necrotic resistance. There are some magic users in this quest that have fire damage, so I will be on the lookout for fire resistant. There's also some hard hitting monsters later on in the quest that have fire attacks. Fire resistance is definitely something I'm looking for. And I might even take a stat drop to take. These are things that you need to be considering. More and more decisions, especially as the. I don't like the way someone's opened the door. I'm going to just back off just in case someone comes through. Yeah, I thought so. Yes, a couple of them. Someone's run off and he's told them. So look out for doors that you haven't opened. And if there are some, you let them come to you. Back off. Let them come to you. Very sturdy fella. I'm going to back off again. And see, this is the issue with people running off. He's doubled round. He's obviously gone round there. He may have alerted some more people, so I need to be conscious that there could be other enemies on the move in this level. And I need to be looking in both directions. The range guy first. This guy's obviously closer than him, but does less damage. Okay, so I just made sure I had plenty of space either side. Probably standing here would have been more advantageous, because I would have been able to see them coming around this corner and higher up, but it wasn't in a bad position, so I was comfortable there. For my own peace of mind, I'm going to quickly scout around the area that they came from, just to make sure there's no one that might sneak up behind me while sometimes they can approach while you're not looking, catch you unawares. Food again is most likely to health. Occasionally them being other things. I think the Astroscox apples more likely to be bonuses. And I'm going to make sure everywhere's cleared before I start taking loot. Pork chop gave me melee that time, that wasn't it? Just you can take your time once once there's no monsters around, take time. It is turn-based, so now I'm going to switch to the necrotic weapon. It does do more attack and damage than the lightning, so that's bonus. But necrotic as well gives me a chance whenever I kill someone of increasing my magic attack or increasing my health, which is definitely beneficial. So, this is another reason I was happy to use the wizard in this quest, because I knew that these kinds of monsters were here, and so I have a chance of improving my weapon attack. I made a bad choice opening myself up for attack, and he has a quite a high attack score, so this is attacks on me. And there was my improvement in magic from killing them. Again, you melee ranged, usually melee from these weapon racks, so melee is the best for this quest, but James the Kimmon's quite balanced all the classes. So in the treasure room there, it wasn't beneficial to me. I'm getting the feeling that I have most of the benefit I can from this level. I mean, I could harvest the monsters for extra health with my new necrotic attack. But I don't feel like it's a risk. I'm going to do the next level, more powerful items on the next level. So I'm not going to open up the lizard this time, because I feel it'll be more of a disadvantage than them. I have to work out how to put distance between me and the enemies. So. Again, I had a little run of misses, and you might notice them more than the run attacks, but certainly feel free to look over the video. There'll be more runs of attacks, simply because I have a higher attack score than there was runs of misses. It's the way randomness works, and the attacks are random, but they're weighted in your favour. Most definitely weighted in your favour, because you have much higher attack score than all the monsters or the creatures in the game. There we go. He's hiding around the corner. Excellent. Magical. Okay, the exit's not going to be in this small space, and I'm looking for the exit now, so I don't need to open these areas up and open myself up to taking damage without perhaps being able to get health. I think I've got a sizable amount of health in this level. So I'm going to move to another area of unexplored. Open that up. Now I've saw a guy move here. He's going to move into this space, so I'm going to open up some between us. Always thinking, can I get a bit of extra space between me and the enemies? Where are they going to move into? Okay, again, I think it's space has closed up too much to be. Whip. This whip has Hobgoblin Bane and Swift. If you're a melee, I would definitely take this as a backup weapon. It would be great against hobgoblins. It has the benefit of Swift, so you can do kiting. As a magic user, I'm going to leave it. And in fact, if Swift comes along as I'm doing the challenge, and all he only won because he got a Swift item. I think we'll leave any Swift items we find. We'll do it as a straight mage. Any of the major just on mainly on our position and using the advantage of the ability. Again, from what we've seen of the quests previously, this looks like it's the spare room. I want to take the first attack. Rogue's potion, most likely to be a ranged bonus, I would say. Rogues sometimes are associated with dodging, so it could be a defense. Seems to be a lightning resistance. We'll go straight to the next level. Again, we have a level feeling. So we know there's a mini boss on this level. We're gonna. These starts are quite often the toughest, with four ways to go, because there's such a great opportunity to be surrounded. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this corner because the room comes in here, and we want to go to the top because this leaves the less chance to be a big open space. And indeed, it's a corridor. So a tactical point space between us and potential attackers. There we go.